This off-grid wilderness trapline series documents a 3-month trapping season in the North Maine Woods from our off-grid cabin. This documentary is for educational purposes only. All right, it's the third check on the trap line. Kind of a weird day for you today. I'm tying in like a couple lines, so nothing in this set yet. Nothing here. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the channel if you're new to the channel. If not, thanks for returning. This is the third check of the season for me on my Marten and Fisher line. I got a pretty long line going on. Today's a weird day. One, it's on short sets. You know, like the longest set I have today that we're going to check has been out for 3 days. We're allowed in Maine, in unorganized areas like where I am in the North Maine Woods. Oh, it's starting to rain. We're allowed 5 days with conibear traps, you know, killing style traps in between checks. Organized townships are allowed 3 days between checks. I could push it. I have pretty much all of my traps in, so what I'm going to try to do is tighten up my line and have everything checked by the end of today. Then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 3 different lines out. I have a north, a northeast, and a northwest line. The longest I've had sets out on this line would be 3 days, and then most of them are just 2 days, you know, 2 nights. In Maine, in unorganized townships like the one we're in, I'm up here in the North Maine Woods in the wilderness, so you're allowed 5 days with conibear killing style traps. Any foothold trap where the animal's going to be alive, you have to check once every 24 hours. So what I'm doing is I'm running conibear traps for Marten and Fisher. It's a pretty long line. I'm going to set the trip. Yesterday's line was 80 miles round trip. For day one, I think we did a little bit over 100 miles. And then today, I have no idea how many miles this is. Today's line isn't like a good loop out and back. It was more like sniper locations where, you know, I wanted to hit this one section near another section, then another section near another section, and all of a sudden I got a bunch of side roads and off roads, and it's gonna look like a spider web if I traced it on the map. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving it a try. If you guys are returning and you've been here before, really appreciate all the support for the channel. If you're interested in buying any of these furs, let me know. I'll include my email address and you can reach out to me by email. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tan a bunch of these hides and we'll ship them out to you after the season's over. Weather-wise, it's kind of unseasonably warm. I'm surprised I'm catching as many fur as I am right now, because normally it takes like a really nice cold snap or some good snow cover to really get the fur moving. But, you know, I'm setting really good locations and I'm in areas where I don't believe anybody's trapped for a long time. That's what I'm doing. Come along today. I'll show you guys the sets. I'll show you hopefully some catches. You know, I know, like I said, we're checking short sets today, so I'd be surprised if we have many, but we're gonna check about 3 dozen sets today. There's a good chance, you know, and I'm setting up good areas, so there's a pretty good chance that we have some catches. Stay tuned, guys. Really appreciate all the support for the channel, and more to come. Today I'm bringing 2 different guns on the trap line. I have my 12 gauge Remington Model 1100 shotgun. A little overkill for these birds, but sometimes you got to reach out. Sometimes you got to smack them out of the air. And I'm hunting for food, you know, like I'd love to be able to shoot 2 to 4 partridge every day for meals and get that protein in me. And then my other one is a Model 7600 carbine 30-06 for deer. You know, it's not really deer hunting when you're riding a trap line or running around the trap line. It's more like deer shooting if I get the opportunity. But the partridge are kind of sparse right now up here. You know, it's a good year, a great year for partridge. Last year was one of the worst ever due to a cold, wet spring. Kills a lot of the babies, a lot of the chicks, or they just aren't able to even have chicks. But this year was a really wet, really warm, dry season, and there's a lot of young birds this year. The trouble is, in my area, the state just sells so many moose permits and so many moose to people, and they get so many people up here shooting birds now. You know, it's a it's a little bit of a side effect that a lot of people don't think of, is it's really hurt the bird hunting and the bird population with how many permits that the state sells every year for moose. And when I say sell, you know, they sell the moose herd. It's the moose herd's for sale, if you really want to look at it. And the reason they're giving out more and more and more permits every year is because it's a moneymaker for the state. And then all of those moose hunters come up, and they come up in big groups, and they've pushed a couple of the weeks back, or so that way people get to hunt birds too while they're on the hunt. And they've even started the bird season early for moose hunters. It's a really strange thing. So you got a lot of people up here shooting birds and road birds and birds that could reproduce for next year. But that's the way the state manages it. So I don't expect a lot of birds on the trap line this year, and I'll take whatever I can get. Oh, we've had fire. We are fired. Looks like we made a catch. Sweet. Nice. Beautiful Marten. Yeah, right in the top of the head. All right. Nice little Marten right there. First one of the day. Only the second trap I've checked today. But absolutely beautiful fur. Beautiful pelt. Really cool area. Really cool animal. Pine Marten. If you tuned in yesterday, or tuned into the last check, you noticed I had a lot of misses where critters got the bait into the trap. So I'm gonna wire all of my bait. I can reuse this partridge carcass and wire it into my trap. All right, that's a great way to start the day right there. Like I said, I'm an optimist, but I didn't have huge expectations for the trap line today, just because we're on such a short set. I just set this trap 2 days ago, and we got a Marten already. We're 1 for 2 on traps today. If we keep that average up, we'd have a heck of a day, I'll tell you that. But that's a great day. Any day you can catch 1 or even 2 furs is an amazing day. Pretty eventful morning so far on the trap line. I just saw a really nice buck. Got me a little bit excited. I was riding the line, and a doe jumped right over the road. And I was like, oh boy, I know what's behind her. So I started to get out of the truck with my rifle and get loaded up. And before I could get loaded up, he was in the air crossing the road, and he stopped for a brief second before going in the woods. And I got to draw on him, get the crosshairs on him. It was a nice buck. He had a decent rack, and I just didn't have an ethical shot. It was mostly back end, and that is not how I roll. He went in, and then about 15 minutes before that, I had another small buck standing in the road. So the deer are moving. Nothing at this set. Obviously we're coming into the rut pretty hard for deer, and he was chasing that doe pretty hard. She was flying across that road. There's another road right where they're headed, where I actually have a Marten trap. So I think I'm gonna scoot up that way and see if I can get ahead of them if I'm not too late, and see if I can get another look at that buck. I would definitely take some meat for the pot. I know it's not deer hunting like we'd all like to do. I'd love to be on a deer track in the snow. There's no snow. We just got freezing rain today. If I had some snow, he'd be in trouble. Deer are definitely moving today. I wouldn't mind doing a little deer hunting today, but I know I got a lot to do, a lot of traps to check. I think I got about 36 I want to check today, which will get me through all of them one time. But the deer are definitely moving right now. The rut's on, and it's raining, it's cold, it's super dark and overcast. It's a lot of things going well. I shoot a decent amount of deer when it's conditions like this. Let's find this box. There it is. All right. We got nothing. Big fat nothing. All right. Big update for the channel. I just spotted a Marten trap from the truck, and it wasn't mine. And it's about 50 yards from one of my sets. So we got some competition that I did not know we had. I saw ribbons, and I thought, geez, that looks like a trapper's ribbons, you know, like marking where his traps are. And I was like, nah, there's nobody else up here. I thought I was alone. I thought I didn't have any competition. I thought I had these roads to myself. So definitely gonna change the way I go about my trapping after knowing that I'm gonna have trappers near me and that I have trappers that close. There's another set right there. You can see it from the road. Interesting. All right, cool. Good to know. Good to know there's trappers around me. I'm gonna have to work a little bit harder than I was working. I was working really hard, but I wasn't in competitive mode, and I wasn't in to beat another trapper to it, because this is not catch and release. This is catch and kill. So if he catches that Marten, 50 yards from my box, then I'm not going to catch that Marten. So it's a little bit different ball game now. That's quite an update. Oh yeah, we got some action there. It's been fired. See what we got. We got nothing. Nothing but grouse. Back on the trap line. I got I'm all fired up now that I have some competition in the area. Those sets weren't there when I set up. I don't think they know that I'm trapping this area, because I don't make my traps well known at all. A couple different trains of thought on that. I mean, if you trust people like I once did, you make it known that you're trapping an area with ribbons, and you can make traps a little bit more visible. We got a box right here. But if you don't trust people, like I don't anymore, then what do we got here? Oh shoot, we had a miss, I think. Nope, we don't have a miss. Well, I don't know what's going on. We're gonna find out. Yeah, we had a miss. All right, we had a miss. We're gonna wire a partridge in the back and catch this guy next time. But yeah, there's a couple different trains of thought on if you want to make your stuff well known that you're trapping in an area and hope that somebody else sees that and leaves you alone. It's a competitive sport. I mean, it's a competitive thing by nature, so I don't really want anybody knowing that I'm trapping in an area. I'd rather sneak in and catch all the fur and get out. This other trapper probably has no idea that I'm in the area. Maybe he does, I don't know. You do leave boot tracks in the mud and truck tracks pulling over in good spots. I can be a lot more competitive and a lot more stealthy. Pissed at myself because I listened to a couple buddies that told me I was overthinking it, and that I don't need to be as competitive as I want to be. And they said, well, there's no other trappers around. You don't have to get in as far. You don't have to be as sneaky. You don't have to hide your stuff. You don't have to work as hard. And it's true. If you're the only trapper in the area, that is true. You don't have to work as hard. But that's just not how I roll. I love the hard work. I love the hard work of trapping. All right, we got a good set there. And I actually like the competitiveness. That's what made me into the trapper I am today. I'll fill you guys in on that story a little bit later on, but I think when I first started trapping, I was trapping in an area with about 5 great trappers. Clancy and George, and I'm not going to name the rest of them, and those guys are good guys. You didn't have to worry about getting stolen from or anything like that, but it's competitive. They'd been trapping those areas for 20 years, and I came in and had to learn it, and I didn't set if I knew they were in an area. I didn't want to move in on anybody hard, and they were mentoring me a little bit, help out here and there. being competitive and trapping around other great trappers makes you a better trapper. But it wasn't until I got robbed and cleaned out on the trap line that I became a trapper. Wow, good trap right there. Interesting. I got a trap further in. I got a trap right there. And this guy's set right here. I wonder, he probably doesn't know I'm here. I definitely recognize that trap. It wasn't here before. He must not know I'm trapping here. That's another YouTube. I've seen that trap actually on YouTube. That's trapping today. Jeremiah Wood, I think's his name. Smart minds think alike, I guess. You know, with Marten cover, it's pretty, once you kind of figure out what Marten cover is, it's pretty obvious. But about 30 steps away, I got my trap. Yep, there's mine right there. And nothing in mine. Mine has not been fired. But I'm gonna guess he didn't know mine was there. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And trapping is a competitive sport. But yeah, I thought I seen that trap on YouTube once before with the red wire and the rubber block. But well, good set, dude. Good luck. When you're Marten trapping, a lot of the same covers get hit for centuries, or for decades, I should say, because they're good covers and they're buffers, and the loggers can't cut this cover out. I was wondering who that other trapper was, and then, you know, the first box I saw near one of mine, I thought it looked familiar. I thought it looked like the one I seen on YouTube, and then this last one, you know, there's no doubt about it. I saw that one on YouTube once already. We got a damn good Marten trapper trapping around us. Now, I don't know, he's probably trapped here before, and this is my first year in the territory, I don't know, or maybe it's his first year too, but we're probably gonna trap a lot of the same covers. I doubt on purpose. I doubt he knew I had a set about 50 feet past his. When he set that, I was in there opening day, and obviously there was nothing there, I wouldn't have set it. But, you know, and mine are pretty, for the most part, are pretty secretive. I'm gonna probably reach out to him and see about maybe doing a collaboration on a video for you guys. I'm sure if you guys watch trapping videos, you watch his, because he's got a trapping channel called Trapping Today, and it might be a cool video to ride each other's trap line for a day or something like that. See how it goes. I'll reach out to him. I don't think there's any animosity or anything like that, and I doubt he knew I had a set in there, and I doubt he knew I had a set in the other spot, because I'm a little sloppier than normal this year, but I'm still pretty hidden. You know, I'm still, like, I doubt he knew I had a set there. We'll reach out to him and see about maybe getting together on the trap line and shoot a video together and see how that goes. But in the meantime, I got another set right over here that should have a Marten in it. I'm gonna go in there and see what we got. Competition makes everyone better. You know, I'll get into that later when I get home and can focus on talking about it a little bit more. But competition definitely makes every single trapper better, and it makes everybody in life better. So I got a box right there. Not looking good yet, but I got to get better eyes on it. Nothing. This is a set I really love. This set. It's open, definitely open area, but I got an awesome stream right there coming in, and of course, oh, deer here. Interesting. We got some deer here. Huh. Anyway, got a stream, got a buffer. It's got some mixed growth. It's not awesome Marten Woods, but definitely a travel way for Marten and Fisher. Any in this area. There's green growth on both sides, so this is a throughway, and I think I'm gonna pop something good here before the end of the year. Nothing. Dang it. But good looking set. I'm still fired up. There's someone trapping near me. I'm even more fired up that it's a damn good trapper. He's got a great YouTube channel called Trapping Today. He shares a lot of knowledge with people. I've checked it out myself. It ain't no slouch that's gonna be in this area. So guys, anything in life, just keep in mind, like, there's two sides to every single coin. So, you know, if you were up here trapping and you had your line out and then a hammer trapper come in and moved in, didn't know you were there maybe, or maybe he did know you were there and sets on top of you, you know, a lot of people might be like, oh damn, you know, or this sucks, or that's a bad thing, or something like that. But man, I see the other side of that coin as that's one of the best things that could happen to me through experience. You know, I didn't know this when I was a young pup and green and wet behind the ears and the collar. There's nothing that can make you a better hunter or a better trapper or a better fisherman than competing at the highest level against the best in the field. And that goes for anything, whether it's baseball, basketball, golf, anything. Competition will make you a better whatever you do. I look at this like, oh man, and this guy probably doesn't even know I'm here, and he's a hammer. He can catch them. I've seen his videos, and I look at it like, this is awesome. Now the younger version of me, I probably wouldn't reach out to him. I'd probably just put the foot pedal down and go as hard as I can. But I think it'd be cool for him. I think it'd be cool for me. I think it'd be cool for you guys if we got together and did a little collaboration. And I got no problem moving anything that we got close, even though I might have been there first, because I'm gonna cover a bigger area than him. And I'm gonna be moving some sets over the course of the year. So no point in us both having boxes 50 feet apart or something like that. We'll see how it goes. You know, I'll reach out to them. And competition, guys, there's nothing better in the world. It'll make you so much better. When I was learning how to trap, you know, I took in all I could from anybody who would give me any information. It's a closed mouth sport. And I also, you know, read as much as I could about it, magazines, books, everything I could to learn it. But what made me the trapper I am today was a fur thief, a guy that stole from me, stole out of my traps. And he was 10 times better than I was at catching marten and fisher. This guy, probably the best. I got to admit it. He's probably the best marten trapper I've ever met. Maybe the best fisher trapper I've ever met. Skip's right up there with that too. He's a fisher hammer. I learned more because I had to get better, and I had to make better sets, and I had to hide my stuff better, and I had to do everything better, or else I was going to get robbed blind. And then I had to compete against this guy in the same areas, you know, and he'd known the area. You know, he hadn't trapped for like 10 years, and marten prices went up, so he came back into the game, but he knew that area for like 20 years. It was competitive, and I got way better because of it. Because if I didn't, then I would have lost, you know, and I would have got worse. And if you ain't getting better, and if you're just maintaining, then you're falling behind, because everybody else is going to get better. So I look at this as, you know, having another trapper in the area. At first I was like, that, you know, that kind of sucks. But then I was like, you know what, it's going to be awesome. Then I recognized one of the boxes off of YouTube, and I said, all right, we got some competition now. Because before that, the only competition I had, and the only person I was competing against, was myself from 2005 or 2006, whatever that last year was that I trapped. And that, you know, it's hard to compete against something from 18 or 20 years, especially with the laws changing. But I'm willing to do it. But this is going to be awesome one way or another. I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm going to keep you guys posted either way. But it could be awesome, guys. Stay tuned. Nothing, Adam. Oh, we got action. We've had action. Sweet. What do we got? Marten. Nice. There we go, Adam. Got one. Got one in the bell aisle. Sweet. Marten number 2 for the day. That's awesome. This is a travel buffer. super thick cedar and spruce and fir trees. So pretty stoked about this. I'm gonna reset it and we're gonna get back on the trap line, but we got 2 today. That's pretty awesome. Might have to start bringing the setting tools for these Belle Isles. They are no joke. Wow, beautiful brownie. Kind of pale brown. Feels like it was just caught. It's not quite still warm, but pretty close. Female. Nice one. Still got the bait. I thought I would have wired it, but maybe I didn't wire it. I will now. All right. Uh-oh. That thing's still alive? Nice step up. All right, guys, I just set another trap. I'm soaking wet and cold. I don't know how I cut my finger, but that'll get infected. Yeah, I'm soaking wet. I don't know if you can see my pants. Just stopped raining, and I thought about waiting the rain out and coming out later, but the woods are wet. The woods are wet. There ain't nothing we can do about it other than wear rain clothes. And I hate wearing rain clothes, and honestly I'd probably rip my pants running through this woods. But I just set another one in a wicked cedar grove buffer. That should be a guaranteed catch. And then I'm gonna go up and check one I got up near a pond that I don't know, it's probably not a high probability spot, but I like it. So I set it, and I carried the dang box all the way in, and it didn't look like I was hoping when I got in there, but I don't know, when you carry that box all the way in, I guess you just want to set it anyway. So I set it, and then the next road I really like the next road. I think I put like 5 sets, maybe 4 sets on that next road. I saw some deer tracks, and just looks really good to me. So pretty high hopes. You know, we're at 2 Marten right now. Pretty high hopes that we can pick up another 1 or 2 here before the end of the day. And then I got another new road I just set up that looked phenomenal. So we might pick up some Marten today, guys. Stay tuned. You never know what I'm going to catch. We are fired off, I believe. Yeah, it's fired. $220. Well, no tail, so I don't know. Let's see if the rabbit's still here. If the rabbit's gone. Let's see what we got, if we got. Haha, nice Marten in a 220. Beautiful. Beautiful, nice pale Marten in a 220. All right. I'm gonna get him out, reset this. All right, guys, there he is. I think that's number 4 for the day. Beautiful, beautiful Marten on the edge of this super green growth, hardwood ridge. Wow, I have a bad mark on that one. Found that. Looks like we've had some activity. Yep, we got a catch. Definitely got a catch. Ah, nice. Suitcase Marten. Beautiful. Got that in an old Victor trap. First check on it. Beautiful, beautiful kill. Well, there it is, guys. There he is. Big one too. Number 5 for the day. We're keeping our number 5 average going. That's just unbelievable, catching 5 every day. Look at that guy. Let's get this reset. She's ready to go. There it is, guys. Marten number 5 for the day. Cannot believe it. What a great catch. And we still have a couple more to check. First check on these. I just set these like 2.5 days ago, late at night. In the dark, actually. So they haven't had a long sit, but if you make a good set, I guess you don't always need a long sit. No. Still set. All right. There you have it. So 4 more to check on this road, and then we're heading back to the camp road. Gonna try to get back to camp at dark, or by dark. It's been a long day. Left first thing this morning. I probably have about 8 miles under boot, and I think we're up to like 70 miles on the truck today. So pretty big day. Oh, my legs are getting really strong. Starting to get back in shape, but I got a long way to go. I'll never be where I was in 06, but up here I might be. All right, that's it on this road system. Picked up 5 today so far. I do have just a small handful to check on the way back on the camp road, just super random ones. I'd love to get a line out over there, but I ran out of traps. But I did throw a couple randoms out. You know, one night after dropping Donnie off, I went out and probably set till about an hour after dark. So it's a good idea to get eyes on them now and make sure that they were set correctly and everything went well. I really try to pay attention and get into a really good rhythm all the time. And then if you're setting at night, you know, you can miss the safeties or whatever. So, but I think I'm good to go. So we're on our way back. We're 70 miles in today. Probably got another 30 miles back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna trap a few spots on the way back and maybe pick up a road bird or a road buck, something to eat for dinner tonight. Nothing. All right, one more trap left by camp in a little cedar grove in a buffer travel zone. It's only been out a day and a half, but we'll check it. Had a pretty amazing day. Big day on the legs. Legs are getting stronger every day, and tired. Definitely earned my bed tonight. Well, that's it. It's after 4. That was a long day on the trap line. Good 10-hour day. A little bit more. A little over 10 hours. Not home yet. I'm exhausted. It's I'm wet. Got a little bit of a chill from being wet from the waist down. It was muddy, greasy, slippery, falling all over the place sometimes. And man, did I hike today. I got well over 10 miles today, maybe 15 in that range. But made some awesome catches. I'm stoked. So happy I was able to do it. So happy getting out like that and being able to do this and being able to trap and physically and mentally and everything else, being able to do this is just awesome. I'm excited to wake up tomorrow and do some more. Tonight we'll see how much I can get done skinning and getting everything on stretcher boards. Tomorrow probably be a camp day. Now that I'm caught up on all my checks, I'll work on some firewood, getting some firewood up to the cabin and splitting some wood, work on fueling up the truck and work on a few other things around camp. On the off day, sharpen my knives, take care of all the furs, take care of the camp, and then get back at it the next day. So I might shoot a video for you guys on skinning. You know, I don't know how that'll go over on YouTube and with the people. There's Marten, they're pretty tame, but I might shoot a video on skinning Marten. Oh man, I smoked. I am so glad I don't have company tonight. I think it's the first day I don't have company. Not that I don't love people. I love all you guys, but man, I'm happy I don't have to entertain and take care of people or cook for people or anything like that tonight. I'm gonna go get a big fire going at the cabin, dry out a little bit, sit down and fill the void and think about how today went. And then if I got energy, I gotta put it towards the furs. And then after that, I gotta put it towards editing these videos. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying this trapping content. You know, I try to make it entertaining for you too, and educational, and show you what I'm doing out here. And you know, there's not many guys that can run a wilderness trap line anymore, just for so many different reasons. And I'm incredibly thankful and grateful that I can. And I thought I'd share it with you guys this year. So let me know in the comments what you think. It's really important. You know, I read every single comment. I still try to get back to everybody on every single comment, but I read them all, and it helps drive me and helps push me on. And that's it for today. I am smoked. Tune in every night for a new episode from this wilderness trap line. The season keeps getting better and better. If you turn on your notifications for this channel after subscribing, you'll be the first to know every day when a new episode airs. Thanks for watching.